Wafika general, wafika general, wafika Manda, Wecho. Comrades, I've already greeted you. We're here now to address the management of SAPS. Want to clearly indicate, General, that we are very angry as people. And we're very clear that, want to make it very clear to you that this is just a warning shot. We're coming closer to your doorstep if you don't fix all these issues that we are not happy about. We are not a fish and chips union. We've been around. We are a majority union in this sector. And want to clearly indicate to you that we cannot be undermined any further. We want these issues to be addressed as yesterday. Want to be clear that we can't come here and address the issues of administration. It cannot be. Then it must be clear, even when we live here, management must tell us that what have they done to those who have made us to be here. They must tell us clearly what is the. So we want to say here today, it cannot be, we cannot have management that is incompetent when they are given the work and the workers must fill the product. It cannot be. Want to say clearly, we appreciate that SAPS, under the conditions where you're coming from on COVID, they were able to appoint closer to 10,000 learners. But albeit to that, we cannot afford as this union to put actually the trainees under the conditions that they are in these colleges. We cannot take it anymore. We've been raising it, we've been sitting in meetings, sending our delegations to meetings, all in vain. We cannot take it anymore. Want to clearly indicate that you are sleeping very well in your bed, you are washing with hot water, and our trainees are washing in the midwinter, they are washing with cold water. It cannot be. And we are saying that must be addressed as we live here. We are saying also, we want to put it clearly that the food that they are getting, it should be the food that they are eating in your home. At no stage whereby we are going to have workers that are expected to train, yet they are given food that is not suitable actually for such training. We are saying that. Want to say, it might be a mere stipend to you, but to these trainees it means a lot. We are coming from the society that is ravaged by high unemployment, where their families, where you find that there is no one who is working. This stipend means a lot to those people because they are supposed to buy cosmetics. But you are sitting and doing nothing with that. We're saying that management must address those issues. We are saying there are a lot of issues that are sitting at SAPS that must be addressed. We want to say here, without mincing our words, there will be a time in this country where there will be no police in the street. There will be a time where there will be no police in the street if you are lazy to address the issues that are sitting at the SAPS. We're talking about the issues of service allowance that have been sitting in 400 rand. That matter must be addressed as urgent as possible. We cannot take it anymore. We've been in meetings in and out. We are tired. Now we want implementation. We want the integration of Public Service Act to Police Act because we are failing to introduce a career pathing of public service workers. And we cannot take it anymore that our police must die as agent. We can't take it anymore that our public service workers must die level 1. We cannot take it anymore. And we're saying these issues must be addressed. If they are not addressed, there will be always an albatross in your neck. We don't want to see the situation whereby this police, they are the first one. They are the first one during lockdown on the street, but the last one to get the benefit. Today, people who are earning 2 million rand, they've increased their salaries with 3%. Compromising workers who have been on the street under very difficult, some of them died in the line of duty. And all those things are not addressed. We cannot tolerate a department that in its strategy, when they are losing so many police in this country who are attacked by criminals, but there is no strategy that talks the capping of the killing of the police. We're not going to take it anymore. And we were raising sharply here that those matters must be addressed as soon as possible. We're saying all those commanders who are failing to go and fetch workers where they are staying, yet they are driving cars to their home, that must come to a stop. We are demanding that police must be fetched at homes because you can't defend them, you can't protect them. They are killed every day in this country. We have to be clear in terms of that. We can't talk about the issue of uniform because it's a sign of incompetence from the management that they are expecting workers to wear uniform, yet they are failing to provide uniform. It is not our obligation as a union to nag behind management to say provide uniform. It is your responsibility. That's what we are appointed for. We are demanding these things to be addressed as soon as possible. We are saying police stations must be safe. Don't tell us about that helpless public works. You've got a responsibility. We can't have members that are attacked every day in police stations and management is quiet. We are saying deal with the issue of the garages because these communities are not marching for you, but are marching for these members in the police station. Address the issue of vehicle, of garage, because vehicles stayed there for years and months without being fixed. It is your responsibility as management to deal with that. It cannot be us as a union who are supposed to address that. We want those issues to be addressed as yesterday. Appoint all those people who are coming from our TVET colleges to go and fix the cars in these garages. We are saying that must be done as yesterday. I just want to say that, comrade, I'm not reading the memorandum, but I'm saying to management, it is a time that they must address that. Otherwise, if you don't address that, while in your doorstep in July, while you are going to National Treasury, while you are going to the president of this country, that these police are tired. They've been carrying this country for too long without getting any benefit. But you decided to reward yourself more than themselves. What a shame, the country that we're in, that a person who's earning, a groundsman who's earning less than 100,000 is getting 1%, yet you are earning millions of rand, you give yourself 3%. What a shame. What a shame. And you are colluding with the judges of this country, because they are also beneficiaries of this thing.
They also get 3%.
When we demanded our last leg of 2018 agreement, the very same constitutional court said no, but they accepted and embraced this 3% that they got at the expense of the public service workers. That we're not going to take anymore. And we'll be on the street of this country every day if all these matters are not addressed. And we cannot be intimidated by any counter-revolutionary force that you have in this country. We want to state clearly here that if matters of the workers, then the frontline workers in the public service are not addressed, public service workers that are at salary level 5 and below 6, 7, 8 are not addressed, will be always on the street. if others can't take it, even if Kosatu can't take it, we're going to lead them. Franz Fanon said it very clearly, comrade, that if the leader of the working class is failing to lead the working class will lead itself. Now this is the time where we're going to lead ourselves. And once we begin to lead ourselves, expect chaos. We'll bring chaos in this country. Manda! Manda!
No, thanks, Cheers, we have spoken. We have heard. We are listening. I believe that also our general here, she has also listened. Of all the issues that we have raised, no Bahalawi. General, afternoon. We are going to read the memorandum before you here, for all these members that are here of POP, so that we ensure that you commit yourself in front of them here. General. Comrades, I'm going to read the memorandum here. And no general, after reading this memorandum, will then sign it.
Who's that general?
On behalf of South African Police SAPS Management. And we shall also sign this memorandum. The memorandum is read as follows, Makaban. General, that today, the 22nd of June, marks a very decisive moment in the struggle of the working class, and in particular that of those workers within the criminal justice cluster. This day serves as a turning point in the manner under which our approach towards engagement with the employer is to be defined, as there has been clear indications of arrogance demonstrated at all levels against workers. On behalf of our 39,118 members in the province, we are here to express anger, frustration, and dissatisfaction over the discrepancies found within the SAPS training centers, but as well as to unite in solidarity against the horrifying conditions our members and trainees are all faced with. We stand to express our anger and disappointment at the lack of care, support, and protection of trainees at the different facilities who are subjected to poor food, unequal treatment at different academies, the non-payment of stipends of over 545 trainees, and the non-registration of all trainees under Pullman. We do so while noting that this picket takes place at a time when public servants are generally under siege, with employers tearing apart bargaining institutions and the whole labor market landscape with impunity by attempting to rewrite their own laws against the country's constitution and the Labor Relations Act. apartheid? Have we seen the levels of attacks on bargaining and workers' rights in the manner we have been exposed daily? As a critical component of democratic dispensation, we as members of the criminal justice cluster live in the midst of high levels of poverty, escalating crisis of unemployment and deepening income inequalities, mainly affecting the working class and the poor of our country. And with the working class youth at the receiving end of this triple crisis. This crisis remnants are the increased drug and substance abuses, high school dropouts, and the accompanying social ills, which lead to increased crime and criminality, which plays a huge burden on the criminal justice cluster, which is already strained. We stand united in demanding the following. Number one, that the immediate restoration of all trainees under appointment must be done. We demand the immediate investigation into the discrepancies surrounding the 545 trainees who have not been receiving stipends. We are demanding a proper food and sanitation for all the trainees. We are demanding the immediate reinstatement of all the security officials. We further demand the conducive conditions of training colleges and training colleges complete. We demand the removal of the SAPS Divisional Commissioner HRM. Here we are talking about the General Insiya. And lastly, we demand the merger of HRM with the training division. Comrades, that is all. And therefore we are saying that, General, we demand a response within 14 days of receiving this memorandum. That is all, comrades. We shall then sign on behalf of our organization, and no general then also sign on behalf of SAPS. Thanks very much.
Momanda, may we all tell them to sign here, to sign here. It's not a child's play. To sign here, to sign here. It's not a child's play. To sign here, to sign here. It's not a child's play. To sign here, to sign here. It's not a child's play. To sign here, to sign here. It's not a child's play. Ugusainala, 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 Ugusainamo, Ugusainamo, Comrade, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. To sign here. To sign here. It's not a child's play. To sign here. To sign here. It's not a child's play. To sign here. To sign here. It's not a child's play. To sign here. To sign here. It's not a child's play. Ugusainala. Ugusainala. Ugusainala, 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 Hosainamo, 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 Hosainamo. Hosainamo, 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 injury to what? An injury to what? A problem to all should be. Eliswe ilamako monisi. Asoze apela manda. Eliswe ilamako monisi.
General a chance, a right to reply, General Nago. General.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me start by acknowledging the presence of POPCRU'S at large, the Secretary General, Babu Dada, or Deputy Secretary General, Babu Skale, and all other national office bearers, our provincial structures from Gauteng province. They have read the memorandum. Thank you very much. Let me also tender the sincere apology of the National Commissioner of the South African Police Service, who has requested me to be here today to receive this memorandum on his behalf. He would have loved to be here in person. You all know him, he is a very humble man. He respects and appreciates all relevant stakeholders that are there to assist us in executing our strategic objective of the South African Police Service in the best interest of the country and our people. The National Commissioner General Masemula is on official duties in Cape Town. He requested me to express his sincere apologies for not going to be here to receive the memorandum in person as the accounting officer of the South African Police Service. So I am here representing him. I am Lieutenant General Buma, who is responsible for support services in the SAPS. I'm the Deputy National Commissioner, and I received this memorandum on behalf of the National Commissioner together with the entire management of the organization. I I have listened attentively to the Secretary General as he was articulating issues that are troubling our members in our organization. I want to say that the National Commissioner and his management really value stakeholders in the form of the labor, because we understand that the purpose of us having labor is to enhance employer-employee relations. And where things are not going well, it is our duty, together with our stakeholders, to come together and find a solution in resolving issues that are troubling our organization and its employees. Most of the issues that the Secretary General highlighted and alluded to are issues that are at the heart of the management of the South African Service. They are equally aware of most of the issues that have been raised, and they are committed towards addressing them. Amongst others, they are beyond our control, which we have also alluded to. Some of them are within our ability to be able to resolve them. The issues that are pertinent, that are recent, that are actually urgent, are the issues of our 10,000 students that are currently at our respective colleges undergoing through training. And some of them, you are all aware, they are at other institutions because of the history that we are making during this current financial year. I think all of us here, we can attest to the fact that it has never happened in the history of the South African Police Service that we employ 10,000 students at once. And that particular task was given to us during the State of the Nation address by our Honorable President, which was somewhere mid in February. Now, and I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but I'm just highlighting it so that we understand where we are coming from. We were given that task, I think we did it in 1.5 months, to be able to have students, 10,000, going to the college first April. It has not been an easy task, it has not been an easy exercise, but we worked around the clock, day and night, to make sure that, understanding the fact that we don't have sufficient personnel, we are depleting as an organization. We know that we needed these men and women to be trained and to be out there to go and fight crime because of the depleting number of our organization, together with the aging, where our losing of members is in a very, very high scale. So it was very, very tight, but we happened to be able to have them in being enlisted or starting to go to training on the 1st of April. I remember our minister, as we assured him that we work very, very hard. He was thinking it's an April coup, but we really work hard under tight time. It has not been an easy exercise. Obviously, there will be some challenges. Some of the people that we have employed comes from other government departments, just to mention why we have some of the challenges. So when they went to the college, they have not yet been removed from the systems in the parcel system from other government departments, which has been a challenge and that we are addressing. And I want to say in a summarized fashion, yes, maybe 3 weeks ago we had 545 that were not receiving stipend, but as I'm standing here today, we have less than 112. We have been able to resolve most of the challenges. The only ones that we are still trying to finalize, as I'm saying, is those ones of those who need to be removed on the other government department, and then from our organization we can be able to capture. But we are working around the clock to make sure that, because it is indeed something that is close to our heart, that you cannot be working, being employed without getting what is due to you. We are working very, very hard to address the issue of the staffing. And you know that, as I was saying, it is for the first time in the history of South African Police Service where we are employing 10,000 at once. So our colleges does not have the necessary capacity to be able to take all 10,000 at once. We had to knock from our sister department to assist us. Hence, we even have 3,000 that is being trained under the premises of the SAPDF. We know there are challenges, it has been an issue. We have been there trying to resolve those challenges. We even have prepared some addendum where we wanted to deal with the issue of food. And as I speak, that matter is almost at a final stage. We are going to address the issues of the food as a matter of priority. It is something that is really close to our heart. And all other issues that has been raised here today. There are a number of things that you have mentioned. Now, I don't want to address them all here, but all I want to say, including issues of danger allowance and all these other things, we are aware. We are really aware. We are knocking at the door of National Treasurer. We are requesting money. I remember the issue of that allowance happened in 2002, if I'm not mistaken, and it has never increased since. We are dealing with these matters as an organization because we believe that we cannot be able to discharge our roles and responsibilities with a workforce that is unhappy, that feels that it has the management that does not care. We really do care. We are aware of most of the issues that have been raised, including the issues we have discussed them even when we are crafting our new strategy with the current National Commissioner, that amongst others, the issues of uniform credit. Uniform is available, but credit is an issue based on the fact that it is stagnant. We are looking at the appointed task team to look into those issues so that we come up with a methodology, because what we are purchasing against what we are saying we are selling the uniform to the members for, there is a huge gap. We are dealing with those issues. We are really working hard. Maybe it may not be as quick as you anticipate, because we also have dependencies from other stakeholders, other government departments, sister departments, who must also provide certain guidelines. But we are working most of the time to all of these issues that have been raised. The issue, final one, that I can see, they think I'm forgetting about it. I will not be able to address it now, but I will be able to relate the message to the National Commissioner as I will be giving him the memorandum. He will look into it, and as you have articulated properly that you want a response within 14 days, we are going to make sure that all the points that have been raised in this memorandum are addressed, and we will respond through the National Commissioner as the accounting officer of the organization. We value our employees, we value our members. There is no organization that can be able to achieve what it is mandated to do. In this instance, we are mandated by our Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, and for us to be able to achieve that mandate, we need our members. We need a workforce that is motivated, we need a workforce that is happy, we need a workforce that is supported, that is looked after. Issues of deployment, I will address them immediately, because that is a very important thing for the students to be registered under Parliament. Where there are issues and challenges, we will find a way of resolving them. We have, I must say that we have a management that is highly committed up to those, all that we are working with, who understand as and when they are given the task to execute it with zest and determination. So we will address the issues that we are able to address. Those that we might find that maybe there are dependencies, we'll be able to engage with your good selves as the leadership of this very important institution of our time, so that you also assist us knocking at the door of the treasurer, because part of the challenges and issues has been the issue of the budgetary constraint. There has been budgetary cuts that happened since 2020. So that is why we find ourselves in this situation. But we will address them and will engage with your good self soon, will be able to say, with this one, because of the dependencies, we need you to support us and assist us to knock at the doors that might be locked for us to be able to resolve our challenges. But we really value this engagement because we understand it is done in the best interest, not only of our members, but of our country that has mandated us to deal with issues of crime. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much, General Secretary.
Thank you very much, Comrade Samantha. Can we give it to the General Secretary?
Mandla. Ina POPCRU'S. Hi, Comrade Siyamozu General. We no longer want promises, we want implementation. We want implementation. We're saying those issues, they can't sit at SSBC until they get rotten. We can't, comrade, have a constable who must create progress after 13 years. Cannot be. Can't have, comrade, a constable who must, comrade, create progress after 14 years. Cannot be. We're clear, comrade, that those years should be reduced to 4 years and 7 years. And it must be addressed now. We are not going to take any promises, we want implementation. We're very clear, comrade. We understand and we agree with the general on the issue of first time, comrade, SAPS appointing at once 10,000 trainees, but at the same time we're saying they should have been ready administratively. So hence then, comrade, we are saying these matters must be expedited, must be treated with agency. He has said it multiple years that the danger allowance have been 400 rand. Can't be, comrade. What can you do with that? What can you do with 400 rand? How many liters of petrol that we get from 400 rand? So that is why we are saying that must be addressed as urgent as possible. We are no longer prepared to go and sit, comrade, with the people who have got no mandate. We want to meet with General Boom. We want to meet with General Masimula and resolve these matters. We're no longer going to send our negotiators at SSBC. We want to sit with them and resolve these matters as urgent as possible. Don't worry about National Treasury. July will be at the doorstep of National Treasury. We are going to deal with the issue of austerity measures in this country. We can't have police that are hungry, that must chase criminals. We're not going to have that. So that is why we're saying National Treasury can't dictate, can't be a super ministry that will dictate, comrade, what should happen to the workers in this country. No. National Treasury, comrade, cannot be controlled outside of this country. As people of this country, we've got a responsibility to ensure that this country is secure. And therefore, cannot actually, comrade, we cannot be told by rating agency that the wage bill is high. And this wage bill must not have eyes. This wage bill can't have eyes that when is a public service worker, the wage bill is high. When is the judge, then I must give it. You can't have a wage bill that have got eyes. And we're saying these matters must be addressed now. Our boots, comrade, are going to be on. And July will be on the street of this country. We demand that these matters must be addressed. We know the matters of National Treasury. We know the matters of the department. Then we're saying those that fall on the scope of the department must be addressed. Then they've got a responsibility to do. Those that fall under National Treasury, we are going to take National Treasury in this country head on. We said as POPCRU'S, enough is enough. Thank you very much.
Atopalo tololo, atopalo tololo, atopalo tololo, atopalo tololo, atopalo tololo.